Welcome back to our playoff edition of Timoteo's Predictions, and we will just jump right into our first 3:30 game with the Packers and the Colts.
You sound very excited.
Yeah, here we go. The Packers, the second offense, first on defense. Colts are seventh on offense and seventh on defense. They met week 4. The Packers blew them out 43-18. Packers have the best record. I would said at the beginning of the year, the Pac-9 was favored to win it all, and here they are, first place in the Grade 8. I still think they are favored to win. I think the Colts, it's interesting. They got in because of a forfeit, right? Because of a forfeit win, they locked down the win because them and the Ravens would have been very close. The Ravens were saying, hey, is there any way we can have a play-in? And I thought that would be a real interesting concept, that the 8th and 9th seed could play in on a Monday, and then whoever won that, they would be the 8th seed going into the thing. I don't know if it could happen. I don't think it'd be a little late to pull that off. But it would be an interesting thought. I think the Ravens would win.
Oh, wow.
Do you see the way the Ravens beat the Panthers? They are hungry. I think they would destroy the Colts. And then I think they'd come in and destroy the Packers. These guys can beat anybody in the way. But what can I say? They're at home watching a little too late. Sorry about that. But anyway, I think the Packers are better in stats all across the board. They're the number one in the season for a reason. I think the Packers are going to win this with 41-20.
Catch your breath.
Woo! Let's go.
Well, once again, Chris, I have to agree with you. I'm picking the Packers over the Colts again. I think that the Packers have too much talent on both sides of the ball. I think their depth chart is just too strong for the Colts. The Colts only have like 7 good players on the team. Renee, Charles, Chris. It's just not enough for the Packers. I picked the Packers 34-12 in this game. I don't think that their offense is going to be much of a production in the game. I think that Renee and Charles are going to take 2 pick sixes to the house, and that's because the Packers are going to have to put in their number 2s.
Well, I know you guys are anticipating a blowout, but as you guys know, in the playoffs, it's usually never works out that way. Usually the games always are decided by a touchdown or less. You know, even you guys last year were the 7th or 8th seed, and the 8th seed, and you guys almost came within 1 catch of beating the Raiders to advance. So we're not taking any team lightly. I think the Colts, they were missing some players and they just had a bad game. It happens. Look what happened to you guys against the Ravens. So I still have a lot.
Everybody.
Oh, they did have everybody. So that excuse is out the window for Chris. But yeah, the what they do on the Colts is they're good at driving down the field. You know, Chris doesn't have the real big explosive arm to kind of attack us deep. But if he's inaccurate and the players are dropping touchdowns, then we might have a good chance. I mean, Apple did have his first touchdown of his, I believe, his career. His mom was really ecstatic that his son could catch a touchdown, and everyone was cheering for him on the team. You kind of like that Rudy player for the Colts.
Rudy.
I was thinking more like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah. Well, he kind of looks like him a little bit.
Like Forrest Gump, you know, when he had the braces on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not the most athletically gifted person in the league, but he tries extremely hard, and his hard work paid off with this touchdown. So I think Esky was in Florida. I don't know if he'll be back for the game. And Charles, I'm not sure where Charles was. I guess he's preparing for the playoffs. In this last game, they pulled Chris. I think Chris threw 5 interceptions. Just not having good vision, missing a lot of wide open wide receivers. And if he does that against us, it could be in for a long game. But I think he'll play a lot better. On our side of the ball, I mean, I just have to continue to give credit to Shane. He's playing amazing. You know, he threw 1 interception last week, and he doesn't usually throw a lot. You know, and now with the playoffs coming up, we can see if he can handle the pressure of a playoff game. And this is where he can kind of prove himself. We also have Matt, who's been playing kind of well, even though he's had a bad ankle. He sprained ankle, and he's been whining about it all year long. He's got to kind of just man up a little bit. But then we got Winter over here. When his girlfriend comes to the games, he catches interceptions. Yeah. And when he doesn't come, she does not catch interceptions. So he's real focused, trying to, I think, win her heart back and try to solidify their relationship. Crash blew out on offense this last week. He just had 12 catches. And Frankie did a little bit of everything. He's a superstar. But yeah, so in this game, I'm gonna have to go with the favorites in this one. I think it's gonna be close. I don't know if the Colts have what it takes. But if both teams play their best ball, I say we win 28-20.
Still so much talking about Woody. But
You know who talks a lot? Renee.
Renee does
Yeah,
talk.
Renee does talk.
talk for nothing.
For no reason.
For no
He
reason
just
at all.
continues
It
to
could
talk.
be 55 to nothing, and he
Don't-
will still talk and
Don't
still
we
be
have
blown
don't we
out.
have that kind of award, the mouth of the Timoteo League?
Yeah.
Mouth,
Renee got that
Renee
one
was
hands
good.
down.
No, I don't know, Renee or Charles, because Charles does talk for no reason.
Yeah, but at least Charles does stuff on the field. Renee,
true,
he
true,
just
true,
talks.
true, true.
But
I got the Packers winning. That's it. Next 3:30 game, which is our last for this week's playoffs, the Seahawks and the Cowboys.
I think this is going to be a great matchup. Seahawks are third on offense, fourth on defense. Cowboys are ninth on offense and third on defense. They met week 7. Cowboys spanked them 40-31. Now, here's something that's interesting. The Seahawks, for a great deal of the year, were number 1 on defense. One of the best defense in the league. Cowboys have been one of the worst offenses in the league. But week 7, the Cowboys had their best offensive production, scoring 40 points against the Seahawks. He has cracked the code of their defense. And I'm going to tell you what, unless the Seahawks make an adjustment, they're going to get beat again.
do you think Ortiz or Jesse can make an adjustment?
I have no idea. Which one's taking care of the defense?
Yeah, it seems like Ortiz wants his hand on
A
everything.
little bit of everything.
I think Jesse just kicked Taquan to the side and said, "I got the whole thing."
I mean, the Cowboys had enough to do what they had to do to shut down KFC enough, and they scored 40 points. They haven't scored 40 points combined throughout the year, and then here they are, 40 points on the Seahawks. But I think the Seahawks are going to be too much. I think they're going to make the adjustments that's needed. Jesse, I heard him on the sideline before everything was laid out. He goes, "I hope we get the Cowboys. I hope we get the Cowboys. Here's your time for redemption. Here's your time." I think it's going to be a crazy game. I think the Seahawks win this with a KFC one-hander at the end of the game, 26-25.
Well, Chris, again, for the second time in Timoteo history, I have to disagree with you. You're right. I'm glad that Jesse was on the sideline saying that he wanted the Cowboys, and he's got it. He's got us, and I think we got the Popeye's chicken to go with it. So we're gonna shut down KFC, and it's gonna be 27-6. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna have Reese. I want to be a star. She want to be a star. Reese. I think Reese is going to shut down Kadir.
Do you think he can do it by himself, or are you gonna have to roll coverages his way, or what?
I think
Well,
that
you think Kadir's soft?
No, I don't think that Kadir is soft. I don't think he's soft.
I think he's soft.
Oh, dang, Eric.
Right, buddy?
We'll see if we have to play him. I haven't played him yet.
Hey.
He jumps high. That's cute.
That's cute.
He's got big hands, but I think that the Cowboys, our defense is gonna we're gonna put a blanket on him this week, and I think we're gonna pull it out again, 27-6, 26.
Gotcha. Yeah. The Cowboys were surging and had won 2 games in a row, or was it 3 games in a row? I'm not sure. And then the Eagles just stifled their offense. Kind of set Leroy back a little bit. They only scored 6 points the whole game, was it? So now I'm like, wow, which Cowboys are we gonna get here? Can you know, they say it's hard to beat an opponent twice. That's what they say. But I don't know if Ortiz or Jesse is. I don't think he thinks he needs to make any adjustments. I think he thinks they just had a bad game and his way's gonna work. And that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to do the same exact thing he did. You're thinking the same thing you're hoping he does, huh, Leo? You're hoping he does, yeah.
I just didn't want you to expose him.
Yeah. And so I don't think he's going to make any changes. And Kadir he's a monster, man. I was showing some guys some highlights yesterday of him, and I was a Hall of Famer, and he played incredibly well. My brother never seen this. My brother, he plays like that in a while. So it's hard to stop. To stop him to 1 touchdown, again, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they haven't been forcing him the ball this year, but I think in this playoff game they're going to go to their weapon here, and I don't think superstar. Well, I want to be a star. I don't think he can do it again. So I think they're gonna have a hard time. Now it's gonna be, I think, Deion and Reggie. They have to make plays for the Cowboys. I know Seif is gonna be there. Seif wanted to stick Kadir in that game. He didn't come to that game, but he's here for the playoff game. So we'll see if that plays any factor into the game. I just don't know. I think Ortiz just might get in his own way, but I think his team is just too talented. And I think they'll win this game 28-27. Even with his ignorance, I think they pull this game off.
Yeah,
I mean, if the Cowboys continue to triple team Kadir, I think the Cowboys will pull it off. I will have the Cowboys pulling it off regardless. I don't think the Seahawks are good at all. It's just Kadir, but that's my opinion. So.
But Mikey's been playing well. If they had Taekwon at quarterback, we know he chokes in big games, so he probably wouldn't be able to get it. But Mikey, I think Mikey has what it takes to play pretty well.
That'll do it for this week's
Now,
predictions. We gotta
break it down.
Oh, break down road to the championship.
I apologize. Road to the championship, starting with Chris.
Road to the chip. This is how I don't think it's necessarily going to happen this way, but this would be my dream world. I said from the beginning, I don't want the big three to do anything, which is the Cowboys, the Eagles, and Raiders. All three of them could be in the Final Four, but I'm hoping and praying that they're gone, that this is it. They stay in Vegas, and I have the Packers playing the Vikings, the Seahawks playing the Panthers, and then I have the Packers and Panthers in the the Urban Bowl, and I have the Panthers winning it out against the Packers again. Amen.
Well, Chris, I have to agree with you with the ending of the championship game. But I think the way I have it going is I have the Packers and the Vikings. The Packers blowing out the Vikings. They're just going to be too much for Moses. Moses is not going to be able to part the sea this time. Then I have the Panthers versus the Cowboys. I think I'm going to be a star. It's not going to be a star that game. So it's going to be the Panthers over the Cowboys. And then the Panthers over the Packers in a very close game. Another nail-biter. Overtime game, almost to the point where the Timoteo staff wants to say, let's let it be a tie for the first time in Timoteo history. But the Panthers will pull it out by 1.
We just had another first in Timoteo history with Leo going against the Cowboys, his own team.
Wow, miracle.
Miracles today, miracles.
With me, I guess I got the Packers and Panthers not playing in the Urban Bowl, playing in the second round of the playoffs. And I got us edging them out in that game. And then with the Seahawks and who would they play? The Eagles. I got the Seahawks and the Eagles playing. I got the Seahawks winning that game. And then I guess it would be Packers and Seahawks in the Urban Bowl, which I think would be good. Two teams that haven't played in the regular season, be something fresh. And it'd be a nice challenge to shut Kadir down for the first time. So I got us edging them out in the close one, probably 31-30.
Well, there's your road to the championship, and of course I have our Pac-9 winning the Urban Bowl.
Yeah, the Pac-9.
Pac-9.
I thought that was
Eric.
This is not Eric. I'm Frankie right
No,
now.
wow,
I'm Frankie right now.
imposter.
We're winning the championship, and shout out to Renee.
Yeah, just give
But
talk
we're winning
about
the Urban Bowl, and this is the verse for this week's playoffs. 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone think less of you because you are young. Be an example in the way you live. That'll do it.
Some people might not be able to play with that long behind verse. But real quick, we forgot to mention Kadir. Kadir had 19 touchdowns this year, which tied the record, and also had 12 interceptions when breaks Georgia's single-season record. So congratulations to Kadir. Good luck to all the players in this week's playoffs. Win or lose, guys, just play humbly and play respect. I'm not closing this out. I'm just giving a little. Yeah, go ahead, Eric. Close up. All right, Frankie.
That'll do it. I'm Frankie. That's Buddy. That's Leo. That's Chris. See you Saturday.